everyone, and thanks for joining today. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the chat at any point. And I and Matt Hummel, who's going to be one of our other panelists today, will answer any of your questions or comments at the end of the presentation. As well, we're going to be giving away a few prizes if you stick around to the end of the presentation. We have a few items from Yeti and Peter Millar, so some nice stuff if you're willing to stick around for the whole presentation. It'll just be about 15 minutes, so not too long. We want to leave plenty of time for questions. So just a quick introduction of myself. My name is Troy Terrill. Right before coming to Alps Controls, I was at a company called Armstrong Pumps for 3 years, and a big part of my focus was hydronic system optimization. So valves and actuators dovetails really well into my current role as the sales lead for valves and actuators at Alps Controls. So at Alps Controls, I'm part of a team that focuses on a more holistic view of valves and actuators. So we don't just select part numbers, but we really understand the system that's behind the valve. I've been at Alps Controls for 1.5 years now, and I could not be more impressed with the level of service that not just the V&A team provides, but all of Alps Controls. If you're not familiar with Alps Controls, we operate one of the largest online marketplaces for building automation products. But what really sets us apart, especially regarding valve and actuators, is the expertise behind the catalog. I'm excited to walk you through how the V&A team at Alps Controls supports contractors, engineers, and end users with a smarter, application-driven solution for our customers. So let's do a quick overview of what we'll be covering today. We'll start with introducing our V&A team and what we do on a day-to-day basis to help controls contractors. I'll then go into how Alps Controls focuses on application-driven selections, not just part numbers. Then I'll cover the breadth of brands and the overall product ecosystem at Alps Controls. Next, we'll touch on the rich information Alps Controls website provides, which is especially important for V&A. After that, we'll cover our selection and comparator tools. They're unique to our industry and really provide a ton of value to you as a controls contractor. I'll then focus on how our V&A team helps you not just procure, but win jobs. And finally, I'll explain a bit more on why you should partner not only with Alps Controls, but with our V&A team. So here's a picture of the V&A team at Alps Controls. Again, I'm Troy Terrill, the V&A sales lead, pictured on the far right. Next to myself is our product manager, Matt Hummel. In the middle is Addison Myers, our director of product management. Next to him is Diana Gordon and Tom Fitzgerald. They are our awesome product specialists. This team helps Alps Controls customers every single day with V&A applications. So as a sales lead, I work to identify new V&A customers and educate them on the value that our team can provide. We joke that Matt is our valve wizard. It does really seem that way sometimes. Addison covers all of Alps Controls product categories, but we all know that V&A is his favorite. Diana and Tom both do an awesome job supporting our customers and their V&A needs and are an awesome resource for you as a controls contractor. So our dedicated valve and actuator team focuses specifically on helping our customers navigate complex V&A applications. Instead of simply selling you parts, we work with you to understand the system, the control strategy, and the performance requirements for your specific application. So if you work with hydronic systems, HVAC controls, or valve actuator selections, you know it's really easy to get lost in the part numbers, the mismatch, to mismatch components, to get lost in the spec sheets. And our team really exists to help you eliminate that headache and to get you the right product the first time. So let's go a little bit more into detail on what our team does day to day. So we take jobs from an equipment schedule to a valve schedule is the easiest way to describe it. If you provide us with the equipment schedule, specifications, and which system valves fall under your scope of work, we can quickly give you a valve schedule. We also review your applications and give guidance on what product or technology might make sense for you to use in that specific application. We can also review specifications and ensure that you are meeting them. And we can also assist you to make sure submittals go smoothly with whatever product you're utilizing. We can also identify alternates, upgrades, or cost-saving substitutes. If you're in a time crunch for a project, we regularly assist customers with an alternate that has better availability. Our support really helps prevent installation and commissioning issues. Having our valve experts make your selection eliminates issues like oversized or undersized valves, incorrect control signals, and mismatched actuator torques. So we also provide rapid and knowledgeable support for you. You're not waiting on the factory to get back to you. You can pick up the phone and call us anytime. This ensures that you always have the help that you need. We really like to say what we do is not just product support. We help you reduce risk, give you cost optimization, and project protection. So one of the other big differentiators at Alps is our application-driven approach. We don't start with a product, we start with your application. We look at flow requirements, pressure conditions, control sequence, and your desired system performance at first. By doing this up front, we help eliminate oversized and undersized valves, control instability, commissioning headaches, and inefficient system operation. This approach saves time during install and helps systems perform the way they were designed. So a little deeper dive into what we do, or to example of our application-driven selection and approach. We can help you decide between pressure-independent or pressure-dependent technologies, for example. There's pros and cons to each type of valve, and the limitations of each technology needs to be taken into account when you're making selections. As an example, mechanical pick fees versus electronic pick fees. They each have their place in projects, and each can be the right choice depending on the situation. And because we're impartial to manufacturers, we can help you make the right choice of technology for your specific application. As an example for this approach, we have a manufacturer that can assist you by doing a full hydronic analysis of the system and provide energy comparisons between different technologies and solutions. They can provide a few different solutions and let you or your customer choose what makes the most sense for you. Normally, what they'll do is they'll have an industry standard kind of solution, like all pressure dependent CCVs. And then they'll have a more pragmatic solution utilizing like mechanical pick fees and a few electronic pick fees. And then they'll also do a top of the line sort of solution where they utilize all electronic pick fees. Another major advantage that we have is the breadth of brands that we support. We work with all the industry leaders like Belimo, Bray, Flowcon, IMI, JCI, Neptronic, Schneider, Siemens, Soral, Spartan, and a lot more. And because, again, we're not tied to a single manufacturer, we can compare performance, pricing, and availability across the entire market. That means you get the best fit for your application, not just the closest match from one brand. This is a great fit with the rest of Alps Controls marketplace, where you can place one PO for all of your control peripheral needs. You can source your projects from one supplier and receive amazing service, support, and pricing. And I should know that just because you don't see a brand listed here, for example, or even on our website, doesn't mean we don't have access to it. I like to say if it's a control valve, we almost assuredly have it. So every single product on Alps Controls includes all the rich information you need on one easy to understand page. Spec sheets, installation guides, submittal documents, and any other additional engineering resources you might need. This makes it easy to build submittals, verify compatibility, and support your teams in the field. Valves and actuators can be tagged and added to a shopping cart or project. You can also use our list uploader tool to do tagging en masse. You just need a CSV file with part number, tag, and quantity for each row. This can be used with any of the products on the Alps Controls marketplace. Once you have everything added to a project, you can download all relevant submittals for any products in that project with a single click. This makes submittals so much easier. When I was an application engineer earlier in my career, I would have really loved to have a tool like this while I was doing submittals. It would have saved me a lot of time and headache. Uh, once you order everything from Alps, you can track it all in one place, and then you can even go back to that project later and pull install or wiring documentations very easily. So these are some of the tools that our VNA team uses every day to provide the amazing support that our customers receive, and it's really a big benefit, we believe, that our customers have access to the exact same tools, and we can use them concurrently with each other. So one of the most powerful tools we have is our Comparator Tool. This tool lets you compare valves and actuators across multiple brands side by side. You can evaluate CV, size, control type, materials, and pricing right away. This is an incredibly useful tool when you're trying to find a cost-effective alternative, you need to match an existing spec to another brand, or find a product with better availability. You can select or deselect which brand you want to compare depending on what the specification or the application allows. And we like to say it's like having a valve engineer and a procurement specialist all in one place. You can find the comparator tool at the bottom of any product page if it is available. You can also find it under the main page of Alps Controls. You can see it at the top of the slide there. If you just start typing into that search bar and just type the part number into the search bar and then click on the correct part number once it pops up, it'll pull up this comparator page. Currently, it's available for several different categories like valves and actuators, transformers, and VFDs. We're continually improving this tool, but it already provides a lot of value to many of our customers. So how do we actually help you win jobs and keep your customers happy? Ultimately, our goal is to help you succeed. When you work with the VNA team, you get faster, more accurate valve selections. This helps you reduce project delays and avoid costly callbacks. You stay competitive with alternatives and value engineered options. You also get benefit from the VNA team's breadth of knowledge on new products, right? We live and breathe HVAC valve and actuators every single day. You also get simplified procurement through our online marketplace. So the entire Alps marketplace of being able to get any of your controls peripherals from one place. And we really want to create a partnership with you guys and not just make a transaction. As an additional note, I've worked with several different customer support teams, both as an application engineer and as a salesperson, and I can honestly say that the VNA team at Alps Controls is the most reliable I've ever been a part of. They're awesome. They really just do what they say and say what they do, sort of thing. So definitely encourage everyone to utilize them. So to wrap up, the VNA team is here to make your projects smoother, faster, and more reliable. We combine products and application expertise, a massive controls peripheral ecosystem, and powerful resources like the Comparator Tool to help you make the best decisions for your applications. If you'd like help with an upcoming project, please reach out to our team today. You can see some of our contact info there, my email, and then also our VNA inbox as well. I like to tell our customers that assisting you on a project is the best way we can show you the value that we can provide. It's where the rubber really meets the road. As a side note to this, Matt and I will actually be at AHR next week. So if you want to meet in person with either of us, please let us know. We'd love to discuss with you in person, um, different solutions, and just to meet some of our customers would be great. Um, yeah, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to working with you on our next project. And with that, I will go over to Alan and see if we have any questions.
Excellent. Thanks, Troy. And we do have a handful of questions in the queue already. Oh, and there, and Matt Hummel is joining us for the Q&A. Excellent. Glad you could take some time out of what looks to be a busy day there, Matt, to help us out. Appreciate that. And if you need help asking a question, there's a Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen. Just click that, and you can ask it directly through there. We'll answer it right now. Have a handful ready for us to go, so let's get started. Let's see. We have one person who wants to know, when sending information to the V&A team for help, what information do you need from me?
I'll let Matt take that one since he's into that more day to day.
Well, I guess it really depends on what you guys are up against. We can take in a pretty wide range of information and assist you in selecting valves. A lot of our customer base has already put together a spreadsheet for us to work from that would just detail the piece of equipment, the GPM, and possibly a line size. As long as we have some direction on the manufacturer you'd like to lead with and the control requirements, that's realistically all we need. We can take in larger sets of drawings. Again, as long as we're informed by you on what's within your scope and covering the control requirements for the different types of equipment. Really, with that, we should have most of what we need. And obviously, if we have some questions, we'll be sure to reach out.
We have a lot of anonymous questions. People are feeling shy out there. That's okay. What do you think is the biggest change in control valve technology right now?
Yeah, I'll take that one, Matt. I really think it's the transition to pressure independent valves. We're probably going to do another solution series here in a few months, specifically on pressure independent valves. I just think I'm a huge proponent of. I tell anybody that'll listen that I think it's whatever almost every project should use. There's some examples of where they shouldn't, or where it might not provide a ton of value. But most projects, I think it's the way of the future, and provides a ton of benefits to the overall system. Right, everything runs more efficient in your entire HVAC system whenever you have pressure independent valves. You get better energy transfer throughout your entire system. Your chiller runs more efficiently. Your boiler runs more efficiently. So, as far as a technology, I think that's the biggest change that we're going to see going forward, is just wider and wider adoption of pressure independent valves.
Russell Harris would like to know, what is the typical turnaround time from when you receive the documents and a request to when you can provide a deliverable back?
But it really depends. Every opportunity is unique. If you were to send me a massive Dropbox link with 30 different subfolders and 15 addendums, it's going to take us some time to get through. What we're working to create is a format that I'll be able to pass along to you to kind of prompt you to provide more information for us. That assistance, if to call out the pages or just what's within your scope, even that small bit of help really helps, because the reality is there's a finite number of us and a humongous number of clientele on the other side sending us stuff to do. So it's really the typical for a simple valve schedule. That should be same day, 2 business days tops. A massive drawing set with a couple thousand pages, 3 to 5 business days, again, depending on what all's there, and just how hands-on we have to be to extract the information from it. Another thing to consider is we can also take, depending on who's specified in the project, there's many manufacturers that we work with that will perform takeoffs for us. They open the doors for us to pass that information along, and their internal teams will provide us with a bill of material to quote you. Now, in that instance, obviously I'd be reliant on a different group of people that are outside of my control, so I can't really speak to that. But most of them, that's still 24 hours to, to 3 to 5 days tops. Again, dependent on the size. But the best we can do is ask for the opportunity, show us what you got, and we'll do our best to get back to you as quickly as we can with real executable expectations.
You mentioned takeoffs a couple of times there, Matt. We have someone who would like to know if we can perform takeoffs from drawings.
Well, it depends on what your definition of a takeoff is. Is the is the reality of it. If you're going to send me just a PDF with a bunch of squiggly lines on it and VABs scattered throughout, no, we won't be able to take that information in and extract it from only drawings. Our internal team will quote anything that has an equipment schedule assigned to it. If there's large system valves that are within your scope, yes, I can look at the piping schematic as long as there's a size there and a clear indicator of the valve. But I will need your input on how you're going to control it. We won't really dig through the sequence of operations that's included in some of the plans. We'll just simply ask you, what is your intentions and how will you do this? If it is just a budgetary type of situation where you just need to put in a number and need an idea of the cost of this certain project, we'll ask you simple questions like, would it be okay for us to standardize all valves to be modulating failsafe? The reason we would do that, that's typically the most expensive way of controlling a valve. That will guarantee that as I assign product to it, your number's covered. Now, we want to give you the most possible way of winning whatever job you're bidding. So the more information you feed us, the better off you're going to be, because we're going to give you the most accurate quote and estimate that we possibly can.
Okay, Joe Backham would like to know, will there be a web-based or desktop app selection tool released?
I hope so.
Me too.
That's a great question, Joe. There's a ton of things in the works. The reality is we are a very tech-forward company, and we want to make sure that we stay at the front. So one of the first ways into this was this valve comparison tool, something that we released a couple years ago. We've got plenty of customer feedback stating that we need to have some other tools to assist them. So yes, it's something that I would love to one day have our own sizing and selection chart, a valve schedule builder, if you want to call it that. So there's big things to come. Yes.
We have one attendee who would like to know, how do you go about selecting what manufacturer to quote when working on a request?
I can take that one too. Troy, you just sit back for a little bit. I got
Yeah, I'm a sales guy. I already did my job.
Yeah, I'll scooch this stuff out of the way. So it really just depends on really our customers' buying habits. Would it be nice to know ahead of time what you guys would like to lead with? The answer is yes. But the reality is a lot of you are already buying customers. So our online marketplace allows me to go back and look at the historical data. What have you bought? Now, if there's a project specification, then clearly I'm going to have to follow the specification. And if there's multiple manufacturers that, and chances are there are listed there that we could provide you a quote for, I'll just ask. And if you tell me it is to be a competitive bid against multiple, then that's what it is, and that's what we do. We will never try to swerve you in a certain way. We're very brand agnostic. It's really just what we do day to day. So if it is something that you want to see, the comparison between a certain manufacturer's part so that you have a better chance of winning the project, then by all means, that's what we'll do.
Yeah, and just to add a little bit more on that, we're going to be honest with you guys. Every manufacturer has and every product has pros and cons, right? So we're just going to be on. We're going to have a dialogue with you back and forth, and give the information and let you kind of guide us from that point on of who to give you multiple options of.
Okay, Jeremy Martin wants to know, what's your favorite PICV manufacturer? Does it have a position status indicator?
Thank you, Jeremy. I feel like that's a loaded question. I have actually several favorites. It really depends on what you're looking to do. There's a ton of ways to skin the cat. The position indicator is unique to a certain group of manufacturers. There's not a ton of them that use that. There's mostly because there's some manufacturers use a globe style valve and some use a ball style valve. It's much easier to be able to clearly identify the position of a ball. Typically, they've got a big long arm hanging off the top of the actuator for you to kind of look at. Some manufacturers that utilize the globe style valves, just there's not a clear indicator in some instances for you to be easily able to lift the ceiling tile and see it as your technicians are working on it, but other manufacturers do. Do I have a favorite? No. Do I want to sell more of them? Yes. So just give me the opportunity.
Russell Harris asks, if you use a manufacturer's team to make the valve schedule, valve submittals, and takeoffs, do you perform any QA or QC before sending it out?
Yes. I mean, the reality, I'm very familiar with a lot of these different products. Now, can I go through and redo the takeoff and try to still maintain that quick turnaround time for you? The answer is no. And I put all of my faith in the manufacturer's ability to do this right the first time. That's a requirement for us all to make sure that we're well covered. Things like making sure that sizes are correct, or an isolation valve is just a simple on-off versus a modulating. Yes, I will look at things like that before I pass that along, and in the end, I'll ask you to review as well. And if this is something that you guys are bidding on, we can work together as the project progresses to better refine those initial selections and make sure that you end up with the perfect thing for the job.
John Waltz asks, is there a cost associated with this service?
Nope. other than having to put up with me and Troy, there is no cost to this. Again, we want to show value by providing these services to you guys. We want to be known as the go-to source for not only just the valves, but everything you need for your project. So what better way than to show you with part of the product catalog that takes up a lot of the customer spend on these projects. So
Jeremy Martin's back again. He wants to know, also, do you have energy valves available?
We do. Yeah, there's several manufacturers that support us in that. That is becoming a much more frequently requested thing. If you would ask me about 3 or 4 years ago, I'd have said it was one of our lowest movers, and it is steadily climbing the charts. Last year alone, we had probably, round numbers here, like 60% growth in the pressure independent category alone. Obviously, energy valves are part of that, but as the advanced buildings of today require more information, what better way to reduce the number of commission items than putting a flow meter and a control valve together? It is definitely something that's taking hold of the industry, and we'd love the opportunity to talk to you about it.
This one from Russell Harris. Is the V&A group able to assist in finding retrofit kits to take a valve actuator from pneumatic to electric?
Yep, all day, all day, every day. As long as you let us know exactly what you're looking to do, if the preference was to keep the same valve body manufacturer's actuator on top of it, that's a great head start for us. Otherwise, there's several manufacturers that can support us in the retrofits. Belimo is one of the most inclusive. It has one of the most inclusive offerings, ready to go out of the box. I would have to say that's, as far as the retrofit globe style valves, because you're talking about pneumatics, that is our highest mover when it comes to that. They've got solutions that your universal globe valve linkage fits like 90% of the valves out in the industry right now. So yeah, we can definitely assist as long as we have the valve body information. If obviously the ideal thing is if you got a valve tag hanging off of it, shoot me a picture. People send us pictures all the time. Field technicians, it would be ideal if they'd stop running as they take the picture. Some of them come across very blurry, but the reality is that, yeah, all we really need to know is what the valve is, and we can help at least steer you in that direction.
Patrick McKinney asks about this example. If we are looking at something like wireless solutions for a building retrofit and we want to explore products that you offer, is it best to email or call specific team members to run through various applications?
I'll take this one too, Troy. You don't get to have input. Please email me. Give me as much project information as you can. The reality is we're taking in a lot, and oftentimes these phone conversations about specific project opportunities, they really, although we welcome the opportunity, they really take a lot of time. It's oftentimes easiest in this type of instance to shoot us a quick text, email. You can use our chat function too, but that is the best way to really get the ball rolling. It will give us a little bit of time to review it, think about it, and then be able to form a real answer for you. We're also happy to take that in, ask for a little bit of time, and then even set up a call later. If it's something we don't know the answers to right off the bat, that's our team is trained to dig in, try to find the answer. If we can't, we ask the people who know it.
Okay, we just have a couple of questions still in the queue here. You may have covered this more or less before, but we have one who wants to know, why is PICV technology becoming more popular in the HVAC controls industry?
Yeah, Matt, I already gave my spiel a little bit. I'd be interested. I think people would be interested to hear your thoughts as well. Why you think it's kind of like we saw 60% growth in pressure independent category for us.
Yeah, my perspective on this is well, pretty plain, honestly. We follow Europe. Europe's been doing pressure independent valves for a really long time. A lot of the main manufacturers are not from here in the States, guys. This technology isn't new by any means. It's just not been adopted over here in the same way it's been adopted over there. I blame that on several things, and this isn't to pick on the older generation that did it a certain way, but really changing people's habits is hard. The argument is, well, it's worked for the last 50 years. Why would we change? The reality is the technology's gotten better. So if you really care about the control of the building and the space that you guys are responsible for, the total system operation, you have to look into this technology. It's just, you got to keep up with the times. We have to keep adapting because we have to keep up with the times. You guys got to be doing the same thing. So one of the major things that I've noticed is a lot of newer construction or just new construction buildings, it was considered. And some of our biggest projects last year that were new construction buildings were all pressure independent valves. It was a wild year to be a part of, but I also see it eventually becoming something, a force to be reckoned with in the retrofit part. There's a lot of manufacturers that have solutions that really could help improve the efficiencies of these older dated systems. I know that with that, there are some obvious concerns, the old stuff and clogging with some of the smaller orifices that are in the pressure independent valves. But I kind of look at it as a bigger overall pitch of how to improve your customers' building. You could overcome a lot of that clogging problem with flushing tees and other devices that are out there in the industry. It's really just how you present it and package it for them. But yeah, I think that's really it. I think people just care more about the control of the buildings now.
Okay, we have one of our attendees wants to know if we have industrial valves.
We do. It's something I started to explore a couple of years ago. Obviously, working as one of the main people in the department back then, I was fielding a lot of questions about like high pressure steam valves, stainless steel body devices for more of the process side stuff, and started to explore specifically Bonomi. They have a very small offering on our catalog right now. It's something that I will continue to work out with our catalog team to keep adding those. We've had a handful of customers in that more mechanical scope asked for large flange stainless steel body B-balls, and Bonomi's been able to fit that need. That everybody's been happy with it thus far, so it's one of those manufacturers we're going to lean on moving forward. But there's also other manufacturers like Troy alluded to earlier. It might not be on our website, but we deal with a lot of third-party vendors that can support us on a wide range of different applications. So, as you mentioned, that the best thing you do is just ask. We'll tell you if we can, and we'll tell you if we can't. So yeah, just ask.
Okay, looks like we have one more question in the queue. And, you know, as a marketing guy, I'm not the valve and actuator expert that you guys are, but even I suspect that this question might be pulling our collective leg. It says, are pneumatics really the way of the future?
I feel like this anonymous attendee is probably working here at Alps because that is a joke that I have used for many years. No, they're not the way of the future. Definitely not. But the reality is they're still out there. We can help you there too. It's definitely not the bulk of our ask. I mean, everybody's gone DDC for the most part. But even just the other day, I had to conquer extremely fast run times in an application that isn't your typical heating and cooling. And Bray was able to help us out with a large industrial pneumatic actuator that was able to shut this extremely large butterfly way faster than I think is safe, but that's not for me to decide. That's an engineer's decision. But yeah, it's just let us know. We'll do our very best. Again, we don't have a huge offering of manufacturers that can support us there, but they're still there.
Actually, as I was reading that, Patrick McKinney came in with another question about pneumatics because he points out that they are still out in the wild somehow. And what are our capabilities and expertise when it comes to retrofits and design assistance?
Same thing. If you were able to send us some pictures, show us what you got, and tell us kind of what you're looking to do, for the most part, we should be able to take in just about anything that you guys encounter out in the wild and either already know how to steer you in the right direction or can ask the people that we know can to help us on that. Most of the pneumatics that we see are still on larger system globe valves or butterfly valves. We do see some damper applications where pneumatics are still a thing. For those, most of this stuff's old and obsolete, so I don't have a direct off the shelf replacement in a lot of instances. But yeah, just send us what you got. We'll look at it, and if it's something that we can assist in replacing like for like, then we'll do that. If not, we'll see if we can explore other options to solve your needs.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen. I think that is all the questions we have ready in our queue right now, but I'll let everybody out there know that if the perfect question occurs to you right after we hit the end button, please just reach out and get to us. You can click the Contact Us link at the top right corner of our site, and you can scroll down there and you can find Matt and Troy and everybody else. Or if you go to alpscontrols.com/VA-advantage, you can find the VNA team on that page and reach out to them directly as well. There's a form on that page you can fill out with questions. We are just so happy to help you and, you know, imminently available all the time for you to ask us. So I'll throw it back over to you, Troy, and wrap it up for us.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And like I said, as a reminder, Matt and I will be at AHR next week. So if anybody is there and wants to either grab a coffee or a beer or whatever you're into, we would love to do that with you guys and just have some deeper discussions on what our VNA team could do for you.
And Troy, I think you wanted to mention the prizes. The prizes.
Oh yeah, the prizes. That's right. So obviously we are going to after this we're going to randomly select the winners for all the people that attended. We will randomly select. I think it's 3 or 4 different prizes for them, and so you'll be seeing that here shortly in the next week or so. Thanks, everybody.
You all.